Hi, I'm Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and I'd like to thank you for your interest in functional forgiveness. I'm seeking your support in launching functional forgiveness. Functional forgiveness is part of my mission to heal the number one killer in the world, unforgiveness. So please watch the following video, and I'll see you on the other side.
What is the number one killer in the world? Unforgiveness. Is there research to verify that? No. There's no database of statistics we can cite. No prestigious institute has done the research on it. But do we really need a scientific study to prove that the number one killer in the world is unforgiveness? The evidence is glaringly obvious, even if it is hidden. Unforgiveness is much like dark matter. It is difficult to put your finger on, difficult to clearly describe, because it can't be seen through direct observation. It doesn't appear as a cloud overhead. It doesn't change eye color or alter hair follicles. An unforgiving person looks very much like a forgiving person. Unforgiveness is only detectable from the effect it has on the person whose life it is draining, and its presence can be devastating and deadly. So what actually happens to you physically, mentally, and spiritually when unforgiveness is present? Those who tend to hold on to grudges and resentment report higher rates of heart disease, cardiac arrest, elevated blood pressure, stomach ulcers, back problems, headaches and stroke, diabetes, arthritis, and chronic pain. The Cancer Treatment Centers of America state that up to 61% of its patients have unforgiveness issues. Many healers confess that the most common factor in all the illnesses they have been called upon to heal is unforgiveness. And what happens to the mind and the spirit when unforgiveness is present? The negative judgment is directed not only at others, it is turned inward. Anger and shame over past mistakes and failures are haunting. The low self-esteem caused by unforgiveness and shame can create problems with friends, family, and co-workers, which often leads to reactions that are out of proportion to what the situation actually calls for. These ailments don't come from one-time occurrences. They come from a constant buildup of everyday slights and misunderstandings that eventually result in an explosion. And what about the effects of unforgiveness in the world and in society? They can be catastrophic. Murder, suicide, mass shootings, honor killings, terrorist attacks, and war are all symptoms of deep levels of unforgiveness. Study after study after study shows that the effects of sustained anger, resentment, revenge, shame, and low self-esteem, all elements of unforgiveness, serve as the basis for chronic stress.
Thank you for watching. As you can see from the video, our individual health as well as the health of the world is at risk because of unforgiveness. You know, we have lived under the structure of unforgiveness in the form of an eye for an eye, vendetta, revenge, war, murder. It's all been there for thousands of years. But we didn't know until now the way it affects our bodies and our minds. It not only can make us sick, it can actually kill us. That's why I developed functional forgiveness. Functional forgiveness is a process that uses the power of forgiveness to help you live and perform at a higher level of mental clarity, productivity, and effectiveness. It begins with self-forgiveness, to break free of that emotional downward spiral of anger, regret, and resentment. It helps release that energy that is often locked up in keeping negative past emotions alive. Functional forgiveness helps you to reclaim that energy so that you can move forward in your current life with more confidence and enthusiasm. That is why I'm asking you to help me introduce functional forgiveness to the world, because unforgiveness is a behavior that we must walk away from in order to have a future that is worth living. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. says, the old law of an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. That is the next step in the evolution. Forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself. You can forgive everybody else in the world, but you know what? The one you blame the most is yourself. You blame yourself for letting that happen to you, letting that person take advantage of you, putting yourself in that situation. What a stupid thing that you did. How could you have done that to yourself? Now, you don't say it out loud, you just think it. And it goes into the little computer and it stays there and it works against you. In order for us to move forward to the next level, we have to learn to forgive ourselves. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You made mistakes. Forgive yourself. You did things wrong. Forgive yourself. You could have done better. Forgive yourself. Because by forgiving yourself, you know what happens? A part of you deep inside opens up to the light. Because right now it's closed to the light. And you cannot receive the light if that little thing is closed. So you gotta open that part of you up, that part of you hidden so deep inside, and say, I forgive you. It is okay for you to accept the light. It is okay for you to accept love. It is okay for you to be the wonderful being that you came here to be. It is okay, it's okay, it's okay, and I love you. I love you. I love you. Feel it. Know it. There is nothing to be unforgiven about. You are your own worst critic. If there was a law against treating yourself the way you treat yourself, you'd all be in jail. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. And we'll all rise together.